Hello and welcome to Doing Okay. I'm Dan and I'm here to give you a quick little bonus episode where I talk about Justice League spoiler free. So I'm not like super here about reviewing the movie itself. I had a good time with it. It was fun. I don't think it's a great movie. But what it really took me back to was being like 8 years old and this being the kind of movie that I would have loved back then. I grew up with superheroes. My dad collected comics for 50 years. So, they've been kind of like part of my birthright for a really long time. And when I was a little kid and I had my tons of action figures and I would always love teaming them up and battling them and stuff, like this is totally the kind of movie that I would have enjoyed. I've seen all the superhero movies that came out this year, and this is the one that felt the most like almost like one of the direct to DVD animated movies, which obviously that's mostly DC, so in some ways that makes sense, but it felt like that in that like it's all about bring you from action set piece to action set piece. There's very little plot. It's really just about, there's a big, completely boring bad guy who's just, the epitome of evil. He just wants violence and death, and that's basically his entire character. Also, he just looks like a weird monster. And then you have the good guys teaming up and trying to defeat him, and that's basically the whole plot. There's little character moments for sure. You can come up with nice little arcs that happen for the characters, but they're very simple. And I think you can say the same thing for a lot of the animated movies. The other big piece that really reminded me of animated movie is that a lot of the CGI in this movie is not amazing. And so a lot of times I literally felt like I was watching an animated movie. There's been a lot of hubbub about Superman's mustache having to be CGI'd out of the movie because Henry Cavill was playing a different character in Mission Impossible who had a mustache. You feel like you're just watching a video game at points. As a kid, I wouldn't have cared. I would be like, oh look, there's Superman, whatever. I feel like in some ways this is a better kids movie than almost any of the other superhero movies that came out this year because it's just about look at the cool shiny things fighting and having fun together. It has quips and things and it's humorous at points, but it's not really a comedy in the same way that Thor Ragnarok or Guardians or even Spider-Man are. Those other movies really are comedies, and I think that their comedy is not really geared towards a super young audience. Whereas I think most of the jokes here would fit and work for a younger audience. Mileage will vary about how you feel about your kids seeing certain things. And so I'm not saying, hey, any kid can do this and any parent would be fine with it. There is violence. It's mostly attacking CGI monsters. There's a few things of the CGI monsters attacking people, but it's very minimal. And if you're someone who lets your kids go to any superhero movies, this is a pretty light one compared to a lot of things, even Thor Ragnarok. Sure, a lot of kids loved a lot of these other movies I'm mentioning too. Sure, Spider-Man appealed to a lot of kids, but I feel like for me, when I was particularly young, I might have been sort of bored by some of the slower sections where it's just about, kids talking to each other and stuff. This really is about getting from thing to thing to thing. How we have the Amazons fighting, now we have these people fighting, now we have these people fighting. And even when they're talking, it's very quick scenes. It's going from beat to beat to beat quickly. It's only 2 hours. You can, I don't know how many kids are able to easily sit through the whole 2.5 hour slogs that some of these other ones are. I just think that it works on that level. It doesn't work on a whole lot of other levels, but those little things where it's these are clumsy dialogue, this is clumsy acting, wherever. These are the kinds of things that I definitely forgave a lot when I was a little kid. Now, do I think there are better kids' movies? For sure. But I think this is something that if your kid likes superheroes, that's where it's going to work. And I don't want to make it seem like I'm saying, adults can't enjoy this movie. I had fun with this movie. I just think that it's kind of a basic film. It's just a very simplistic film. It's like watching an animated feature, and not a Pixar one, more like an average animated feature. So let me know what you think. Do you think I'm crazy? Did you love the movie? Do you hate the movie? Do you think it's too violent for kids? I'd be interested to hear your points of view, and let me know in the comments below. I'll be back tomorrow, Monday, with some new video content. Bye.